over the top spot. They came up just that amount shy. And now this is the battle for the lead.
Here we go. Jeff Green on the inside of Tim Speedway as they head down into turn one. Couldn't make it.
Hart, Atwood, Speedway, and Jeff Green. Yep, you could tell old Sandy Jones was double clutching. Trouble, big trouble.
Teddy Christopher in the
hard hit for Ted Christopher. Now the question is, as they come back to the stripe, will they be able to get the track cleaned off in time to resume the race? Here comes Steve Clark. He'll take the caution. Everybody else who's involved in the accident now has managed to drive away. There goes Dick Trickle. Here comes Buckshot onto the pit lane. Only Ted Christopher remains out there in turn two, so they ought to be able to get the track cleaned off.
Big fire.
Fire.
Major
In the middle of the
problem.
backstretch, Trickle.
Look at Trickle. He just wants to get back in.
He's still driving that thing.
Yeah.
Trickle, time to leave. Get out of the car.
Well, the fire's out.
He's still going.
No, it's not out. It's still
No,
up
he's
on
still
the left
burning.
front corner.
He's still burning and still driving.
This onboard shot is just remarkable.
Can you try any harder than that? That was a big crash.
They are grabbing the red flag. We are going to have a red flag here because of the cleanup on the turn two and backstretch area, and to have this race conclude in a competitive mode.
Boy, do I applaud them for that action there. You don't want to go around there, maybe cut a tire down and take yourself out. That's very, very smart on NASCAR's part.
There is a lot of debris off turn two, not only from Dick Trickle, but 2 or 3 other cars spun. Plus, you saw Ted Christopher go hard into the wall in the number 7, the car owned by Michael Waltrip, and there is debris strewn across the racetrack. So caution on the speedway, and then the red flag. Let's take a look at what happened out there in turn number 2.
Yeah, Christopher's already sideways in that deal.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. there. They made contact, he and Christopher. You can see
17, Jason Shuley. You saw him go around. Watch it again. Out of turn 2.
there's Trickle coming straight up the wall there.
There was Raines got involved. Tony Raines did in the 33. And there's debris all over the place out there.
Look at Trickle driving this car on fire. Can you imagine driving a car on fire, trying to get to the pits to get them to fix it so you can finish the race?
I've done it when I was running 200 miles an hour. I didn't have any other choice. But when he was down that slow, I believe I'd have been bailing.
Yeah.
Let's see what it looked like on board with Dick Trickle. Passing the start-finish line, so they got to come off of turn number 2 yet. Remember, Christopher's going to go ahead there. Jay Sauter was involved in the middle of all that, too. You might have seen the 43 number.
Won the pole, then was fastest in both practice sessions here yesterday. A very popular.
Oh, we got trouble straightaway. 66.
Jeff Green hard into the wall.
Real hard. Oh, a spring is flying across the racetrack. Somebody ran it over, too.
To the garage. To the garage.
Looks like that 14 car Sterling Marlin may have run that spring over. I saw it slide across the racetrack.
Woo, he hit hard. Boy, right in front of us. So Jeff Green brings out the first caution. And this happened right at the start-finish line. Watch the top of the screen, see what we can see.
Looks like Kyle Busch gets in the wall. There's a spring that goes slide across the track, and oh yeah, Sterling ran over it, and it's still hung up underneath his car.
Now this is on board with Jeff Burton.
Okay, looked like Jeff Green got into Kyle Busch.
Oh, into the wall goes the 10, and 10 is hit as well as she was coming back down the track. Danica Patrick. Looked as though the 55 of David Reagan made contact with Danica. She was coming down the track. She gets the car refired. Looks like she's going to try to drive it back.
Danik on the outside of Newman.
Around she goes. Didn't look like there was contact there, but could have been earlier.
Yeah, I have to believe there was contact the way she turned around quickly. Here comes David Ray. Nowhere to go. He did nothing wrong.
Right here, I think, is the best shot. You have the 31 underneath the 10. The 31 just moves up. I didn't know if the 24 get into the 31, but at that view, it seemed clear to me that there was no contact. Jeff was just turning underneath the 31. The 31 got in the corner deep.
Yeah.
Between the 31 and the 10, there was definitely contact. Whether the 31 came up or the 10 was coming down, that's what makes this corner so difficult, Jeff, because what's the line? You can't follow the dotted line. What's the natural line of the cars into the corner?
Yeah, Danik was expecting Ryan Newman to go all the way down to like the left, put the left sides closer to the yellow line. She was protecting that spot, trying to, arc in the corner, and just Ryan Newman thought, hey, you're not coming down that far. So Ryan Newman didn't do that on purpose, but ultimately it looked like Ryan did not give her the room that she was expecting.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. Thankful to all the NASCAR safety initiatives over the years. Everything's good to go. But, we'd had kind of a rocky day in our Aaron's Toyota. Had an unscheduled pit stop earlier, a loose wheel, got the lucky dog, and felt like we'd just kind of gotten back in rhythm. And I saw the 10-car wreck, and I was just hoping, and I thought that she would hold on to her brakes and maybe not come back down the track as quick and as violent as she did. And I guess if I wouldn't have hit her, she would have probably hit the inside wall. But all in all, yeah, I'm good to go, and I wish she would have just held on to the brakes.
Make some changes, put some fresh tires on, probably change some stagger, wedge, whatever they've had to do to get ready for the second half. And here we go, coming to green.
Ralph Shaheen, Ray Evernham, and Derek Pernasiglio ready to call the action to the finish for you. Here we go from Loud. No! Oh. Big problems here on the start. Kobe into Pit Cat, and the two lead cars are involved. Stacking up right in front of the field. Bonsignor turned around.
Wow, the leaders get tagged together and close the racetrack.
Christopher up along the inside wall.
Bonsignor.
Santos spinning around. All kinds of problems for the lead group of cars.
And Ralph, that's our point leader, Doug Kobe. Now let's try and see what happens here. It looks like we're getting ready to go. Oh, they're spinning the tires. Couldn't get going. Leah gets in the back of Kobe, turns Pit Cat, and there goes Teddy into the inside wall. Track is just blocked, Ralph.
Nowhere for them to go. Even Rowan Pennick, who I thought was going to sneak through, got tapped by Pit Cat. I don't know if that did any damage to him. He might have got through it the best.
The green flag out, and it looks like Doug Kobe may have been spinning his tires. Leah gets in the back of him. Oh, but Zegedy gets through. 4-car gets through.
And Silk in the 15 comes through unscathed.
Our point leader, Ralph. This is going to be big.
Sure is. And look at the 16. He's caught up in the middle of it. Solomino, Goodale. I think he's going to get through there in the 58. One of the few.
Oh, and Pennick almost gets cleared and gets tagged by Pit Cat in the right rear. He'll probably have to come back down pit road.
Well, that is really going to shake things up. What a horrendous weekend for Doug Kobe here in New Hampshire. There's Jeff.
The door for Greg Biffle. That red and black Roush Granger number 50 comes up the inside. And it's the first truck race that Schrader has led since Richmond in September of '97.
And notice Kurt Busch there in the 99 truck, this truck right here. He won last week in Milwaukee, making himself known right now as he moves up past Joe Ruttman.
Front four, single file. Ruttman slots in fourth, and now Andy Houston fifth. Here's the race for sixth place. Jimmy Hensley, number 16, and a Setzer hard in the wall.
He did. I don't know if he locked the brakes or what happened, but boy, he did go hard into that wall.
More trucks involved there. That's Jack Sprague, number 24, on fire there.
Rob Morgan and Sprague piled in. It did not look as if Setzer had steering control or brakes as that car came off the wall.
Look, both sides of the front of the truck is just crammed in. The back is, there's Mike Wallace getting out of his truck.
That's Jack
Sprague,
yes.
beg your pardon.
Jack Sprague looking over his truck. That's a good sight to see him. Look at the damage to the front there. Oh, my goodness.
And a little fuel fire underneath the hood. And Sprague, the two-time series champion, will score minimal points today.
Certainly.
Rob Morgan was also involved, but drove away.
Sprague was in the hunt, or still is, or was before today. This is going to be a big hit as far as the championship chase is concerned.
And Dennis Setzer there, he was winner last year here, and boy, that truck, and he took a wallop on going into turn 3.
The Mopar Performance Cam right there. as you see the record crew move into position. Let's see what happened to Dennis Setzer here.
Well, he was on the outside of Jimmy Hensley going. It looked like the left front wheel is definitely locked.
He's got the brakes on there, trying to slow the truck down. He got in the loose stuff on the outside there. There's a tremendous amount of dirt and rubber buildup on the high side of the racetrack. He locked the brakes down, trying to slow the truck down. Of course, when he did that, he lost the steering totally.
Another look.
See it go straight, though. Mike, that looked like something might have broke on the truck because he was trying to turn it and nothing happened.
Look how far back that left front wheel is in the wheel well. Well, it was pointed fairly straight at that time. We can only speculate, but certainly the left front brake did lock.
And how Mike Wallace in the 2 truck got through there, I'll never know. Now, he's on the outside there. There was no contact between he and Jimmy Hensley. He just goes straight up, makes hard contact into the wall there.
And then as the force of hitting the wall sort of brings the truck back down across the track. And this is what the others were hitting. Here's what Mike Wallace saw.
Well, buddy, you wondered how he got through here? Here's how.
What's this?
Boy, that was a great piece of driving. Heads up.
On board with Dennis Setzer. That's Andy Houston just ahead.
You know, I heard like a tire fluttering just before he got to the wall. Like the right front might have gone flat down at the far end of the back straightaway. But on replay there, you could hear the tire fluttering as he was headed towards the wall.
Problems with the 6 of Mark Martin again. The 77 of Brendan Gaughan also involved in that.
The 10 of Terry Cook is involved. The 21 of Bobby East is involved. A lot of damage to the Georgetown truck of Brendan Gaughan. You see it right there. There's Bobby East. Look at all the damage to the 6 truck of Mark Martin as he drives away.
And severe damage to the right front of that 21 of Bobby East. Not as bad for Mark Martin, but still, he definitely is going to have to come down pit road this time.
A lot of damage to the left front corner. We saw how much it hurt the 17 of David Rudeman when he had damage. Now, Mark, at least his fender's still there so they can beat it out.
Plus, it's all bent down, Phil. Maybe even lower than it was. That might be good. I'd say somebody cut someone off again, exiting turn 2.
Brendan?
Oh. No, Brendan just got high.
Got high, made some contact with Terry Cook. There's a 4 of Chase Miller making his first start. He got involved in it. Mark Martin got involved. He made some contact with the outside wall, and along came the 21 of Bobby East. Made some hard contact.
Riding along on the Power Stroke diesel by International number 10 of Terry Cook. This is what he saw as he went by. He got tagged. 4th caution of the day at New Hampshire.
Time they have been penalized on pit road.
Well, we have a wreck in the middle of 3 and 4. The 6 of Trevor Bayne has backed it into the middle. Oh, hard in the outside
hard
wall.
In the outside wall. The caution comes out again.
Fired up, bring it to.
Trevor Bayne into the wall. The caution comes out. Who has the advantage now? Kyle Busch with the fresher tires?
My right rear went down or something.
Well, another thing that just happened right there, the 3-car of Austin Dillon, he's going to get the free pass, so that's going to put him back in the lead lap. Another Chase guy's earned himself back in the lead lap, but who has the advantage? That's a tough one. I think the 18 was in good shape there. I think it was all rolling down where the 18 was going to have time to get by these leaders. It now will come down to a restart, and who has the best restart, and what happened side by side. You can see Trevor Bayne coming to our screen. He's already turned around backwards. You heard him say he felt like he had a tire go down. Something happened to the race car, so I don't think any contact with another driver based on what he said, but hard impact.
He was running 25th the lap down and trying to drive it back.
Did not hit. Oh, crash off turn 4. Dale Jarrett. Right back across into the center of traffic, but everybody avoids him. Cautions, free cautions.
I'm telling you. There's some fire under the hood of that car.
All right.
Oh, wow, they get some laps back, aren't they?
And Ryan Newman racing Bill Elliott back to the caution flag. Michael Waltrip. Ooh, here's the bad deal. You got a car sitting in the racetrack right now, and these guys are racing back in yellow. Yeah, that is just, I hate to see that.
Lots of damage. Let's see. Here we see Spencer coming off the corner. The 7 gets loose just like Jimmy Johnson did. He goes up, gets in the side of the 88 car and the brown truck goes around.
Dale Jarrett coming from the Infield Care Center. First of all, are you okay, and what happened to cause the wreck?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just on the restart, and 7 car, I don't know where he thought he was going, but just ran all over me. About all you can say about it.
Were you aware of the guys racing back to the caution, and you had a unique perspective on that, DJ?
Yeah, not a good place to be. Knew they'd be coming back. I started to get unbuckled, and I buckled back up, and yeah, that wasn't a very good sight to be looking in your mirror seeing that. I know what they're doing, what they got to do, but not a fun place to be. But we had a really good car. Shouldn't have been in that position anyway. Few people learn to use their heads. We're not even halfway in the race.
Want to talk about the racing back to the caution flag issue.
Okay, watch, this is what I'm concerned about. Here you got Dale Jarrett sitting there. He's already has the steering wheel off. Now these guys are racing back. He's sitting in the middle of the racetrack, and these guys are coming racing back. Now, if he were to get hit, you'd want that steering wheel on, first of all, because that steering wheel plugs on. It's like a big old axle sitting there. It doesn't look like...
It looks to me like that Jarrett realized that he was in trouble there, reached up, maybe I should put this wheel back on.
The drivers are told in their pre-race meeting 2 hours before race time, let the leader be the one to race cars back to the start-finish line. Let him be the one to decide who to keep a lap down and who not to.
Right.
Bill Elliott, that was his prerogative there to decide whether to let those cars have a lap back or not, but it seemed like the guys racing with him, Newman and Waltrip, had other ideas in mind. Bill?
And I'm told by Bobby Labonte's crew that Bill Elliott had told Bobby's team that I will let him get a lap back if the caution comes out. That's why Elliott slowed down, and then everything went crazy.
But see, another problem you got the 41, and you've got the 30, you've got the 77. All these guys are trying to hurry up too and get their lap back. They're trying to beat the leader back. In the meantime, like I said, you've got a car sitting right in the middle of the racetrack. It's the worst situation you can have when it comes to racing back to yellow. And you've got oil on the racetrack.
That was stupid on one driver's part, Bill Elliott. All he's got to do is run wide open back to the scene of the crime, slow down, and then you got one guy going at full speed. Instead, he slows down, and there's 20 guys thinking they're going to fly through a wreck. How dumb is that? When one guy could have just prevented every bit of that.
Now that conversation continued. Michael asked his crew, if you're sitting out there in Dale Jarrett's spot, do you want one guy flying by you at a time, or do you want 20 going by you? And his crew chief Slugger Labby shot back to him, maybe that's something NASCAR should look at and change the rule.
Let me tell you, anytime you're out there with nobody in front of you, that's the place to be.
Trouble in turn one. There's Lyndon Amick in the 35 machine, who has problems in the corner and brings out the yellow for the 5th time today. Lyndon was running in 26th position. So Lyndon Amick.
And Jason Jarrett got by the leader and made up a lap just now.
If you know what, let him by under that circumstance. Just let him go, let him have his lap back.
See Lyndon coming out of the car, left side, a lot of damage. Does not appear to be the happiest guy out there right now.
I have a feeling someone's going to get a gesture as they drive by Mr. Amick.
Now, let's see. Yeah. Let's see who gets the official gesture. Looks like Mike Borkowski,
yeah,
who is getting the what were you thinking about?
Oh. Well, that was good. He threw his helmet at his own car, not Borkowski's car, so that's good.
There's Mike Borkowski, and a good look at Lyndon Amick, former winner at Daytona in the NASCAR Goodies Dash Series. Nice guy.
Borkowski has won twice here in New Hampshire, but not in stock cars. He's done it in sports cars on the road course. Nearby Connecticut.
I'd say you look at the grill on that car, and that's probably a little bit of what Lyndon Amick wasn't so happy about.
Take a look again at what went on up there in the corner, the tail end of the incident, as Lyndon Amick is already in the wall. From his reading, compliments of Mike Borkowski, though I dare say.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the wall.
Hold the brake there, got some coming. Hold the brake.
He was running in 4th position. The car got high off.
Yeah, I noticed he really couldn't get through turns 1 and 2 as good as he wanted, and I'm thinking maybe he got hit up here. He's got in the middle of 3.
The 00 can't hold his line, went down in the bottom of the corner and lost it up and run in the side of my car and spun me out. So
I know that he can't hold his line, and I should have known that, but I got to run hard and try to win. Some people you just can't race side by side with. So I'm pretty disappointed. We had a pretty good run. I want to thank my guys and Amp Energy and Mountain Dew and National Guard. We had a real good car, a fabulous car all day long. We were probably one of the best cars here. And working real hard all day, just trying to run best we can. And David just run out of talent down there.
Oh, into the wall goes Alex Bowman. He was running in the top 8. Looks like left rear tire's down, Mike.
And that was it. It had left rear damage, a tire rub, and it had been going for some time. You may have seen some tire smoke just before that. The team was scrambling. They were ready to come down pit road just before he slammed the wall.
Also, the 24 of Chase Elliott. We saw a little smoke coming out from Chase Elliott. May have been some contact on that restart. A lot of damage to the left front.
See the 88. Left rear tire smoking right here, coming off from turn 4 down the front stretch. The 24 is to his inside. You go down into turn 1, the 88 has a flat tire.
Yep, you can already see it
up
there.
against the wall, and when he has a flat tire, out of screen goes the 24, who I think also had a flat left front tire.
And it got into the wall as well, hard.
Yeah, they're back up here. You can see the 24 on the outside. You say hi, hold the brake here. Just hold the brake, hold the brake. You roll now. Let it roll, stay up high.
You see the in-car, the 24 also has a flat
right
tire.
in front of you, back it down.
What a big change of events, especially for the 24. You think about, we keep talking about this chase. This is the 3rd race in a row that these guys are going to end up with a bad finish. They had this huge lead. They were, they were high up in the chase grid, but those points are
in trouble. Parker right there. Smoke from the 30 hard into the wall, and she collects Reed Wilson as well. Obviously, fluids being put down there, and Wilson lost complete control of his car.
This flat racetrack, there's nothing to take away the speed. Yeah, as you see, she comes down here in the braking zone. It looks like some sort of engine failure. Oil gets on the front tires. She's got no grip. She's just a passenger that time. Reed Wilson gets in the oil, spins up into her, and at this point, she's just got the brake locked, hoping the car comes to a stop eventually. And definitely, as I said before, there's just not a lot of banking to take that speedway, so this is a very vicious hit on the side. That can be really hard on your ribs. I can tell you as a driver, I've hit, that's sometimes one of the harder hits just because it's all on one side of your body up against the side of the seat. That can be a really intense hit.
Here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Mark Martin hit the wall up near turn 4, but also Tony Stewart's car, his backup being unloaded because he too has made heavy contact with the wall here at New Hampshire.
Just right before Mark Martin did, you can see down in turn 1 and 2, Tony against the wall, and there's a lot of damage to that car. I think that's the reason Darian Grubb and that group didn't even hesitate to get that backup car unloaded. Now, again, remember the NASCAR rules. If you go to a backup car and you present your car for qualifying this afternoon with the engine you plan on racing, basically you can start where you qualify. I know he went to a backup car at Pocono a few weeks ago, had to start at the rear because that was after qualifying.
Do you spot any issue, maybe oil or something on the racetrack, Tony?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I got a little bit loose getting in and chased it up the racetrack, just ran out of racetrack, so this is my fault.
On a rider and more fun feeder type situation, last night you went to Tom Curley's Thunder Road up in Vermont. Had a great time.
Yeah, I'm a little more worried about this though right now.
All right, we'll catch up with Smoke a little later.
The caution has just come out here at New Hampshire, a spin by Tony Stewart, who was the race leader.
You see Tony, Ryan Newman in the 12 car, David Stremme.
Yeah, Newman went in there really deep. You can see he even got on the gas a little bit after he initially got on the brakes. Watch here. He goes in, and then you see another surge right here. And then the car just slides up the racetrack and gets into Tony. And that smoke is not from the tires, that's from Tony's helmet.
full speed.
Tony made some contact with the outside retaining wall. Don't know how much damage. Meanwhile, here comes the leader on the pit road.
Well, it wasn't a lap traffic. It was Ryan trying to get his lap back. But, you know, after a while, you finally get tired of giving guys spots and them not doing the same thing. And, you know, you watch Ryan at the beginning of the race, and he held the 2-car up. And, you know, we just bullied our way by him and never touched him. But, you know, we did what we needed to do to get by. And, you know, he's just becoming a king. There's a bunch of these young guys that they tell us every week about give and take in the drivers' meetings. And, you know, there's a reason they tell you that. But, you know, you race this, you know, all I did was race him the same way he's been racing us. And, you know, he just crashed us. So, I mean, I don't even think he tried to make the corner.
You've said time and time again that you feel like some people should spend more time in the Busch Series when Mark Martin and Jeff Burton and those guys were on, because they showed the give and take.
Well, you know, before the TV switch here, the guys were saying that, you know, we're supposed to race every lap. Well, I guarantee you, if Darrell Waltrip and those guys had to race 500 laps like they're trying to ask us to race right now, it wouldn't be so fun either. But, you know, it does take patience. You know, Kyle Busch, the 25 car, you know, everybody I didn't have any problems with anybody. And then, you know, Ryan, when you race him the way he races you, he just decides to dump you instead.
Points-wise, this has to be frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's real frustrating because the team deserves more than this. So, we've got shots fired everywhere. It's a generator starting. But, you know, nothing we can do about it. I mean, we'll just, you know, I got a great group of guys that are going to do everything they can to get this thing fixed the best they can so we can go out and try to keep as many points as possible. But it's frustrating when you got a guy that's outside the top 10 and won't make the chase that's trying to ruin it for him.
He must have went to the school of Larry McReynolds' race morning extravaganzas. He changed 3 springs, 4 shocks, and both sway bars. And he said, I'll either go straight forward or straight back.
That is Jeff Purvis, who has problems going into turn 3, running in the 28th spot. He had sparks coming out from behind the car about 2/3 of the way down the back straightaway. Then the car never did turn. Jeff Purvis brings out the second caution.
If you notice, the screen's already been lowered in the window to let the workers there in the corner know that he's okay. They drop the screen so that the guys don't run across the racetrack while there's cars coming or anything. He's okay. That's a good sign.
But again, this is a problem that began about 2/3 of the way down the back straightaway. I happened to look up, saw smoke and sparks, and then here's what wrapped it up.
Okay, something on the right front's broken. He goes almost into that corner head on. Now he hits the wall again. You see no steering whatsoever left on that car.
So Jeff Purvis's day comes to a premature finish.
Former dirt track star that everybody thought was going to win a lot of Busch Series races. He has won just 2 so far in his career.
Remember now, Jeff Purvis has been carrying one of our onboard cameras today, and will hopefully be able to get a good look at exactly what transpired. Let's pick it up as he works into the straightaway.
Oh.
Bad feeling.
Wow. And you could, in the shots just before this, you could see the sparks flying out from under the right front corner.
Montoya slides up the racetrack. Oh. Gordon actually saw him coming and moved up the racetrack as well, but that could have been big.
Yeah, I think Juan was going to outbrave him getting in turn 3, and Jeff wasn't going to have any of it.
Oh, there he goes again.
Jeff's going to
get rough now.
It's going to get ugly right here.
Oh, trouble. Montoya goes around.
When you go in and hit that bank, it just unloads the car a lot of times. Let's see who ended up getting Montoya. Somebody had to have, because he had made a lot of people mad by that point in time.
Third caution of the day.
Either that or the left rear finally did go.
Yeah, it could have. That's a good point. That's a good point, because he'd already been into the left rear with the 24 car earlier. That's a hard hit right there. You see how the thing is all.
19 to go, and we see what happened. Racing with Reed Sorensen.
Oh, Sorensen just, you see the wheels cocked pretty hard to the right.
Wow, that's a hard hit right there, too.
Montoya ought to be happy about this.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy about this.
he's not going to be happy about this because Montoya was a lead lap car in the race, and the 83 car of Reed Sorensen was down. And Reed just goes in, and the car, same thing that Montoya had done to the other ones, and we just talked about Junior. You go across that flat, the car kind of unloads itself a little bit. You have to chase it up the racetrack, and Montoya is so close, they're just into each other.
Good to see Montoya out of the car. As Kyle pointed out, it was a hard hit.
When you get to this point, this is the worst. This is just aggravates you know what out of you, to be honest with you, because here's a lap car. Get out of my way and let me race these guys.
I'm going to go a little step further on this thing. To me, that looked like a payback.
No, you know, we got together with the 24 racing for position. He was running around my door, and I got really loose. And we ended up tangled a little bit at the splitter rolled up, and I was really tight, just trying to stay on the lead lap if we got a caution. And you know, it's a shame when somebody lap down and an ex-team may come and do that to you, but not surprised.
41 to 66. Crash behind you. Caution's out. Take behind you.
Hard contact out of turn 4, 17. Matt Kenseth. Heavy damage. There's the 45. Chad McCumbee involved. 83 spinning back around. That is Brian Vickers.
Yeah, the 5-car Casey Mears has a lot of damage. He's going all around the racetrack, but he has a lot of damage to the right front of his car.
38, David Gilliland getting the window net down. There's the one you're talking about, DJ. Casey Mears. He was back in the back of the pack after topping off in field to try to pull some steering wheel.
See Kyle Busch pushing the cone. That's the commitment cone that he had to go down and avoid this crash, and he must have caught that cone right there.
You got a construction cone on the front of your car or something.
At least he didn't miss the commitment cone.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll get rid of it sooner or later.
See Michael McDowell on the inside of Johnny Sauter there. I don't know if this is where it gets started. You can see him losing grip. Kind of stacks things up behind them some. See Sam Hornish down in the apron.
5 wide there for a second.
45, 07. Looks like the 45 gets loose right there. That's the problem. The 45 got loose. He got into Matt Kenseth. And David Gilliland and Casey Mears.
Oh, man, that's a hard shot right there to the side of Matt Kenseth's car. Wow, from Gilliland.
Vickers spinning around, trying to avoid it.
Again, these guys using all this, and the 45 car just got loose down on the apron.
I don't know how you run 5 wide off that corner anyway.
Well, you don't, obviously. Not successfully, anyway.
Look at the 11 and 20 just getting by. Hamlin and
Vickers
Stewart.
almost snuck through there.
That's a hard lick. That gives it to the hard lick into the outside wall and then got hit as he came off of it.
The scoring rundown.
Eli, you can see Elton Sawyer got by that group. David Green caught on the outside as they made the pass in the turn just before now. Jeff Green in the 10 there has a very, very fast car. Did not have a great qualifying run, but he's pretty pleased with the car. He's making headway toward the front also.
Just behind in that light blue car, Jason Schroeder. Oh, boy, big crash.
Around goes Derek Gilchrist to the number 15, the 82, Glenn Allen Jr., as they tangle, running in 29th and 30th spot, respectively, and caution is again on the Speedway. Now we're picking up kind of where we left off here last year. Remember all the cautions we had in the final 20 laps a season ago of this event? And now here we are at lap number 28 already with 3 cautions. Let's see if we can determine exactly who did what to whom.
Oh, 3 wide.
That just hardly ever works on a flat track. Three wide going in there.
The lucky guy there was Anthony Lazzaro in the 97, the 44, Justin Labonte, all those guys going by.
Bobby Hillen says, I've had enough wreck today. He goes down on the flat and goes by.
Bobby's already down some 8 laps by virtue of that first caution flag of the day. So
camera as we watch out the back here of Junior's car. When the 18 of Kyle Busch rolled in on him, how long Kyle had to wait to pick up the gas.
Whoa, something just something broke or he lost a tire. How about that?
Second caution of the day for Kyle
Great
Busch.
camera shot, man.
Great shot.
The point leader coming in hammered the wall.
Go to the garage. Go to the garage.
Something definitely broke on that car. I don't know if he cut the right front or what, but it actually, you can see that car just took off.
Yeah, watch this replay, but I want to go back to another replay after we see this. You see Kyle go down in the corner, and then all of a sudden the thing turns dead right. That's a flat tire. He hit hard. That's a hard hit.
That was contact from the 88.
Contact with the 88. Remember when they were there, when we were watching the 18 and the 88, and we saw that smoke? If we go back to that shot, because there was constant smoke, it wasn't just a little bit of smoke.
They were leaning on each other's smoke.
Then they got off, and they got off each other.
Goes down in, you'll see the tire blow. You hear it blow. And once that happens, the only thing that's going to stop you is the wall. There's nothing you can do about it.
What a difference a week makes. Last week he dominates, wins at Kentucky, takes over the point lead. Now he's shown as 4th in the standings. Kyle Busch 3 positions behind brother.
Underway. And Gordon gets a great start.
Junior did not. Look at
Junior.
No
Trouble.
Oh, that's going to turn Truex. And Truex is going to get right into Burton, and we've got more problems.
We got all kinds of people. Kevin Harvick.
Brian Vickers. David Reagan. Casey Mears is involved in that. Oh, what a mess for the 8th caution of the day.
Lots of RCR cars sitting in that shot.
And there's one of them right there.
I think
Kevin
all 3
Harvick.
RCR cars got in it.
Yeah.
Harvick, Burton,
we didn't see
Casey Mears. Oh, yeah, Boyer was not in it.
And I'm going to tell you, Truex was a factor. This was a guy that had a shot at running in the top 5 and possibly putting himself in position to win the race. These guys were good today.
I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see if it all checked up and just was a.
Watch the 88.
88 got sideways,
and he's got Truex right behind him.
And Kyle Busch. Kyle couldn't really go anywhere.
No.
So
Rudiman gets turned.
I think right. The 88 looked like he got a little bit sideways. Listen, that's already happened. I think by this point.
Yeah, it's behind that, isn't it?
That was just one of those chain reaction deals. Kyle Busch was already up close to whoever he was next to. You see him down on the bottom. You see the one has to check up. Kyle tries to squeeze to the right. And they, whether Martin came over or whatever, there just wasn't enough room. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just everybody going for the same spot.
And when the 88 spun his tires, he goes to the inside. So now all of a sudden it looks to Kyle Busch like it's a 3-wide racetrack. You see the 88. Look at how far over he comes over. You can't see it from that angle. But the 88 or the 18 stuffs it up in there, and the 1 follows and then comes back to get around the 88.
Yeah.
And there's no place to go. That is strictly racing. And I know everybody, watch the 88. Well, we're already past it again. They're already into it.
It's just like I said. It's just a chain reaction thing where you're only talking about inches here.
Yeah, and that's
you don't
nobody's
have a lot
fault.
of room to work with. When somebody checks up in front of you, you're just hoping you don't get run over, and you're looking for real estate to try to get out of the way.
Yeah, watch this from inside the 6 car. Look, this is brake smoke right here, and he still gets in the back of the 83. Boom, there he is. All of a sudden, the 83 goes by. The 83's in it also. But I mean, think about this. Think about when you're sitting at a stoplight, and this is a 31. 31 goes inside. He thinks he's clear. Boom. He runs right into the 1 car, and you can't see it. Golly.
Man.
That's a wicked hit right there, man.
When you hear that, that's a shot.
That was just a hammering, Marty.
Well, look at that slide there on the 10 car.
And the 97 car.
Busch in the wall, the defending series champion. Caution is out at New Hampshire.
1 down already.
Oh, my goodness. But last year I said I think you can have 1 mulligan in the 10 races. And we can see the water from under the car, so the radiator is broken. He's going to have to go to the garage, replace the radiator, and get some of the sheet metal from around the tires.
Well, I mean, he's going to finish probably 40-something in points, even if he gets the car fixed and comes back out. So it's this is one of those situations you're starting off being in the hole. Your first race and you're already in the hole, and that hole is deep to climb out of in 9 more races. It looked like the 10 car, Scott Riggs, got loose. He got loose, and he's trying to save it, and unfortunately, Kurt Busch was up on the high side, and he got tagged, and that was it.
You had a feeling this track would be very slick.
Well, it is. You know, there's no grip on the racetrack right now. The tire temperatures are cold. The tire pressures are down. So it is just like driving on ice. Until you get some heat in these tires and you get your pressures up, it's a hard place to drive, especially at the start of the race.
On board with Jeff Burton as he goes down the corner, right behind the two cars. Riggs gets loose, goes up the hill trying to save his car, gets in the left rear of the 97.
There's Kurt Busch already out of his car.
And
he's headed for pit road.
Yep, he sure is.
Back in New Hampshire, Kurt Busch knocked out early. Kurt, on your way up pit road, where are you going? What's the message you want to deliver?
I don't know who the crew chief of the 10 is, so I just want to talk to him a little bit. The 10 car, we've had issues in the past, and this isn't the place to repay somebody.
Especially what's so involved here with this championship.
Yeah, it's pretty big, isn't it?
You can see he is delivering his message. Real quick, what did he say? What did he say, Kurt?
You know, the 10 just got into us. I think he just got loose. He had a great qualifying run. He's a car that was on the bottom side. He needed to get more room to the guys on the top side.
How difficult now, Kurt, using your mulligan up so early?
You just got to come from behind. So we got to come from behind every race now.
You can see from the damage on the car, a lot of fluid leaking from it. The Sharpie guys already at work in the garage trying to rebuild this race car to get back out to get some points.
Rodney, you've looked at the replay now a couple of times, talked to Scott on the radio. Was it just a matter of the car getting loose? Are there leftover feelings from the Indy contact with the 97?
No, not any leftover feelings at all. Just racetrack's real green, rain last night. This place just really slick after it rains, and just stuck down on the bottom, and there ain't much you can do except for wait for a hole and try to get up. So feel bad for those guys. You know, it wasn't anything trying to get him back. You know, when Kurt got into us at Indy, you know, he just got loose. It was a mistake, an accident. You know, we forgave him, and today was just an accident.
Get a video.
Yep, it's going. This video is T-minus, a few seconds. Oh, here he comes. This kid is coming.
Yep, here he is. Get it. He's coming.
Look at this kid. Wheel bearing's down.
Holy
oh, do it, kid!
Look at him.
Do it!
Get the truck! Oh, he's like jacked up.